What is the hardest part, or what was the biggest challenge for you for
Mhm.
Swapped and even for Shop Relatable?
Yes. I think for swapped, initially, it was trying to like remove the stigma of like secondhand clothing or pre-loved clothing. I think when I first had the idea, I think as like women, as girls, we kind of naturally are like, oh, can I borrow that dress that you wore last week? Like that's just very like, it's just part of our day-to-day life. So I think in terms of that, the validation was always there. But when I started, I remember the first program that I did, I think it was after I finished sixth form, it was an online program and I had a male mentor and
Yeah.
he just didn't get it. And I was just like, thank God I had the belief because if I didn't, I would have been like, oh, this is a bad idea. Let me just leave it as it is.
Welcome to Nexus Talks. I can't wait to pick your brain. And in the least patronizing way, I think you're the youngest person I've ever interviewed on Nexus.
Wow, I love it. I feel honored.
So, just for people that haven't come across you before, Maya, can you please tell us a bit about yourself and how you got involved in the industry?
Sure. So yeah, my name is Maya. I'm the CEO and founder of Swapped. I'm 21 years old, but I started developing it at 17 when I was in my second year of sixth form, I believe. So yeah, the reason why I kind of wanted to start Swapped, which is a circular fashion app, is because I had a clothing line before when I was in school in 2016. Did some more research into it, realized that fashion was really polluting, the second most polluting industry after oil. So I was like, okay, I don't want to be a part of this. What's the solution? How do we still enjoy, our fashion without it affecting the environment, affecting people, ethically? Like, what is the solution? So yeah, that's what I've been working on for the past couple of years, and I'm excited for the launch in April.
Does it feel crazy to be able to say, I'm excited for the launch in April since you've been working on it for so long?
Yeah, it literally feels like it's been ages. I've never like committed myself to something for so long. So yeah, it's just feel like I can see the light at the end of the tunnel now.
That is crazy. We're going to delve into Swapped much more, but I read that you started your first business at the age of 14. Is this true?
Yeah. Yeah, this is true. It's so funny because even like as you said, like me being the youngest person you've interviewed, I don't feel young at all. I'm like, oh yeah, like 21 is such a weird age for me because it's like I've been in like doing business and like just creative, ventures for like ages. But yeah, 14. So basically I was just kind of like bored at school. Like I wasn't really feeling like I was being challenged. I feel like most people like their hobbies were kind of like sports or like instruments maybe, and I think mine was just business. I just really loved it. I was like obsessed with like slogan clothing at the time. And my mom was just like, look, if you're gonna keep buying it, just make it yourself. And then I was like, okay, cool. And yeah, so she kind of planted the seed for that. And yeah, my family are quite entrepreneurial as it is. So I was like, right, I want to have my own thing. I don't want to keep asking for pocket money. And yeah, I think naturally, even before that, I was like selling sweets in school, doing like dog walking, face painting, that kind of thing. So it just kind of like progressed. And I think at the time it was like, oh, this would be a cool idea. Let's do it. And I just kind of told my friends at the time, like, look, I've got this idea. I want to do this. They all came round. I got like dominoes for everyone, took pictures of everyone. And yeah, it was really fun. So I think that's kind of got me to where I am today. It's just kind of the thing of like, okay, I want to do it. Let's just go for it. And like, not overthinking too much.
So the way you say it, you make it sound so easy. Like, yeah, just came up with this idea. Mum was like, make your own clothes, bish bash bosh. I've got a business.
Yeah.
Obviously, it takes so much more energy and commitment and motivation and discipline to actually start a business. So when you first started that, what
Mhm.
was it quite easy for you? Did you have a lot of support? Tell me a bit more about it.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think as business is, it's just like a step by step journey. I feel like you do one thing and then like the next thing kind of appears, the next step appears. It's like a staircase. And I think in general, we all want to kind of see like the full staircase, like what is at the top of the stairs. And that for me, that's not how business works. It's kind of like take the first step and the next step will be revealed. So with Shop Creatable, when I was doing it, it was kind of like, right, okay, so what do I want to do? I want to do clothing slogan. I was obsessed with caps at the time as well. So I was like, right, I'm going to get 5 slogans, put them on t-shirts. I just found like I think it was like I looked at 5 different companies that were doing drop shipping. And even it's funny at that time, I didn't want to buy them in bulk. I wanted to buy them like on a by order basis. So I think the sustainability element was always kind of there, but like not as apparent as it is today. So yeah, I found someone, ordered it. As I said, my friends came round, bought everyone pizza, took the pictures. I think I spent £50 on Amazon on like all the backdrops and stuff. I feel like I borrowed my sister's camera because she was doing YouTube at the time. So it was very just like on a budget, just use what you've got. And then yeah, Wix, I jumped on Wix, taught myself how to build a website because I watched a tutorial and I was like, oh, that doesn't look too hard. I can figure it out. And I did. And then yeah, we launched from there. And then it's funny because I like finished a website and I was like, right, where is everyone? Where's all the customers? And even that was a journey. So that's I kind of got into like influencer marketing. At the time, it wasn't as big as it is now. So like I remember working with influencers who had like 100, and I think usually their rates today would be like £1,000 to £2,000 per post. But I think because I was so young and the industry was so new at the time, they were like, yeah, like we'll do it for free, we'll do it for free. So I got so much free promo, which is amazing. And it was so funny because most of our customers actually came from outside of the UK. So that was interesting as well. So I got to work with like international influencers and learn about all the customs and stuff like that. So yeah, it's crazy thinking about it. Yeah, feels like so long ago, but
This
yeah.
I can really tell you were fully immersed into it because I think one of the hardest things when you've got an idea is actually turning that idea into a business. And I
Yeah.
love what you said about just take it step by step. And it makes sense to how now you've got to this point. Um,
Yeah.
let's talk about your award that you won. You won the Women in Innovation Award in 21 over 2022.
Yeah, so it's like the end of so I got awarded it technically in December of 2021. I was 19, and then we couldn't speak about it until April of last year. So it's still actually it finishes this April, but yeah, 21, 22, 23, kind of.
I love that. 3 years, taking
Yeah.
all three. And you know what?
Yeah,
You deserve it. Huge congratulations
absolutely.
because
You.
I think what you're talking about is so important, especially because of everything that's happening around the world these days. As you're saying, pollution is it really does impact people. It may not feel like it's impacting us because we're living in the UK, but it really
Right.
does impact a lot of people. What is the
Mhm,
hardest part, or what was the biggest challenge for you for
mhm.
Swapped and even for Shop Relatable?
Yes. I think for SWAT, initially, it was trying to like remove the stigma of like secondhand clothing or pre-loved clothing. I think when I first had the idea, I think as like women, as girls, we kind of naturally are like, oh, can I borrow that dress that you wore last week? Like that's just very like, it's just part of our day-to-day life. So I think in terms of that, the validation was always there. But when I started, I remember the first program that I did, I think it was after I finished sick form, it was an online program and I had a male mentor and
Yeah.
he just didn't get it. And I was just like, thank God I had the belief because if I didn't, I would have been like, oh, this is a bad idea. Let me just leave it as it is. So I think the main challenge for Swapped has been like communicating the message. And I don't think it's necessarily because people don't get it. It's just because all the people in the top positions are men. So they don't they'll be like, "Oh, you know, last night I went, I had dinner and I spoke to my wife or I spoke to my, teenage daughters," and they get it. Now I understand it. And I think what's really exciting is that we're getting more, like, female, people in higher positions, and as that does happen, then it's just gonna be so much easier for, women to break into business. So I think that would be this challenge for, Swap. And I think Shop Relatable, I remember, like, even after I'd launched it and I went into school, people were like, "Oh, you didn't do that." Like, they just couldn't fathom that I'd done that. So I think it was just, a really important lesson of, like, self-belief and just, like, you know, other people's opinions are just opinions, like, that's all they are, and if, like, you have a goal and you have a vision, then you just have to keep on going.
I love that. Imagine if you would have just listened to your mentor and be like, "Oh, this."
Honestly, like, it's so bad, and it even happens today. I finished a program, the other day, and, I had another male mentor, and he was quite not strict, but, like, quite, like, to the point, which I like because I'm the type of person that's like, "Tell me all the issues so I can, like, sort it out." But the other people on the program were, like, just starting, they were just fresh ideas, and my kind of feedback to the program people was maybe the delivery could have been, easier because one of the girls actually did, message me and was like, "Oh, like, how did you find the mentoring session?" And I was like, "Oh, you know, it's just kind of water off my back at this point because I'm so used to having those kind of calls."
Yeah.
But for people who are just starting out, just got, new ideas, I think, yeah, it's almost like a teacher, like the influence of a teacher. They can either, like, really interest you in the subject and really, like, propel you forwards, or they can just ruin, you know, your confidence. So I think that's another, thing that I've just had to grow through building both the businesses.
Yeah, and it is hard, like, finding the self-belief isn't easy for everybody because starting
Mhm.
something fresh or having a new idea, or if you've never set up a business before, it's so hard to push
Yeah.
yourself and believe in yourself the whole way through. So that's amazing that you had that from the beginning. It really makes a difference.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's like it's an everyday thing. Like not every day I'm waking up and I'm like, oh my God, like I had the most amazing idea, let's do it. Like some days I do have a bad day, or today when I'm doing the testing and everything is just not going to plan, I'm like, oh my gosh. But I think for me, and like what I do say to anyone like that might be listening or anyone who has an idea, I think if your problem or if your idea is solving a problem or you're helping a group of people, that's what's going to get you out of bed, and that's what's going to kind of build that self-belief. Because if it's just for, you want to make a lot of money, or you want to, have the status of being a founder, then it's like actually not going to carry you all the way through. So yeah, I think having something tangible. And for me, I have like a specific statistic. So 90 every year we send 92 million tons of clothes to landfill each year, which, like, to put that into perspective, is one truck full of clothing every second. So whenever I'm like having a doubt, or I'm like, should I be doing this? Do people need this? Does the world need this? It's like, yes, like every single second there are more clothes going into landfill. So having that is super, super important, especially on the tougher days.
Totally, and I'm gonna sound, like, old-ish. I'm not that old, but, like, I remember my mum lectured me once because I went through a phase, this was probably around university time. I was
Mhm.
working and I was, like, thought I was rich, so I was, like, buying clothes all the time, Maya. And,
Yeah,
like, to me, "Why are you buying an outfit every single time you go out?"
yeah,
And she was like, "In my day, we'd wear the same outfits every now and then, and if a button fell off, we would stitch it back on. You guys are just
right.
throwing everything away." And now it's a
Mhm,
million times worse because everyone's posting on Insta or TikTok and they can't be
mhm.
seen in the same top. Like
No, we
it's
forget that we have washing machines. Like washing machines exist.
but
Yeah.
there's a stigma around those. Like, how dare you wash your clothes and wear them again? It's crazy. Like,
No.
how has it? So tell me how swap works. Take me through it exactly. And then you said that one of the biggest challenges you said was just getting people to be on board with the process. So tell me a bit about it.
Yeah, so the way I explain it is like it's like Tinder for clothes. So you're like swapping your pre-loved items. So as you said, like maybe an outfit that you've worn for your birthday or to a wedding or like a really nice event, you've taken a picture, it's on Instagram. Now, by some invisible law, you can't wear it again. So that's the type of outfit that you'd put on the app. So it's not casual like Vinted or Depop, but it's not super luxury. It's somewhere in the middle.
Right.
You'd upload that item, put it on your profile, and then you swipe left and right on other people you match. You speak on like the messaging tab, you might send more pictures, ask more questions, and then you'll just both arrange to like ship it out like you would do for Vinted or Depop, something like that. And the good thing about Swapped is that we have fantastic value for money for our customers. So where you might be swapping an old poly dress or a House of CB dress, which is £70 plus £100, £200, you're only paying for 9 months to use the app. So there's no exchange of money on the app. So you can be exchanging clothes that are, really, nice and luxury that you might, not have the funds to spend on every week or for every event. So yeah, that's kind of the process of how it works. And yeah, even just to touch back on the kind of how much we're consuming clothing nowadays, I think, yeah, as you said, social media and even influencer marketing has really just like skyrocketed that. And I think for me, it's really important of how I approach this, because I think a lot of the solutions that we're seeing today are kind of borderline fear mongering, because it's like, this is the issue, these are the problems, this is da 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 da. And it's just like, for me, I want to come at it as at a perspective of educating people, but also being like, this is what you can do. So yeah, I think that's really important. And another thing I think is important to note is that even though we do need to slow down, I think people still enjoy their fashion. They still do want to wear, dress up and wear different things for different events. And I think that's okay. I think we need to come to a happy medium. And I think with Swap, by keeping these clothes in circulation, as you would do offline and just swap with your friends, you can still have the best of both worlds, if that makes sense.
Exactly. You're not telling people to not be fashionable, like my mum
Right.
telling me to wear the same outfit for 6 years. It's just a case of being more conscious and actually, as you
Mhm.
said, I might have not been able to buy something out of stock, whatever, and I see someone who's got it and I get to wear
Right.
it for an occasion. So
Uh-huh.
there's no money exchange. And let's say, for example, I can swap with anyone. So if I've got a House to CB dress and I want somebody's hoodie, an added hoodie, I can swap with them
Yeah. Yeah,
easily.
you can swap with anyone and it's permanent. So it's not like rental where you have to return it. As soon as you've made the swap, it's yours forever. You can wear it. you don't have to think, oh gosh, I've got 3 more days until I have to, send it back. You can wear it, and then when you're done with it, you can then put it back up on the app. But I think the message we're kind of trying to push is also emptying your wardrobes, because I think there's um, the statistic might have changed now from when I did my research, but there was like over 130 million pounds just of clothes in our wardrobes. So
Oh
it's
my
like that's a great place to start, as opposed to just being like, I want something new, I want something new. Actually, you can revamp your whole wardrobe, and then just keep it on a rotation. And I think that's just so fun. And that's one of the other things that are really exciting for me, other than obviously the impact and, educating.
I love that. My friends are going to be so excited by this app.
Ah,
Honestly, they really are. Because, we used to be in a really bad habit. Like, I will put my hands up and say, like, maybe before COVID, I was
mhm.
awful. I was buying clothes all the time, wearing it once and
Yeah.
putting it in my wardrobe, Maya. So, honestly, I
Mhm.
think what you've created is incredible. And as you said, it's not just about convenience for me, it's actually making a difference in the long term. And for once, it's making us feel like we can do something, because we always hear
Yeah,
doom and gloom, and it's just like, "Oh, okay, I'm the worst person ever. I'm ruining the
yeah,
planet." But you've
yeah,
actually offered an actual solution, so that's amazing.
yeah, definitely. Thank you for the feedback. It's great to hear. And yeah, like the eco guilt is definitely real. And I even experience it like on a daily. So I'm like, even when I'm on holiday, I'm like, "Ugh, I don't want to buy new stuff. Like if the app was launched, I could have just, got new items for my holiday." So it's like, yeah, it's definitely needed. And I think yeah, it's important for me. I don't want people to feel like they're doing something wrong. I want them to, I want it to be fun and lighthearted, and that they can enjoy it. And also, what's really exciting that we'll be doing later on in this year is putting like impact features in. So you'll be able to directly see, you swapped X amount of clothes this week or this month. So you've eliminated this amount of clothes from landfill. So you can see your personal impact, and you're having fun. You're swiping left and right. You're joining a community. Like there's so many fun things going on at once.
I can't wait, honestly, it sounds amazing. And still on the subject of Swapped, you're part of correct me if I'm wrong, an impact accelerator program for this business?
Yeah, so that I think the one that you're referring to is the one that I joined in 2021. So that was my first one, or technically it was my second program. So the first program I did was Stanford Online. Quick detour. I was originally actually going to go to Stanford for university, and a week before I was going to sit my SATs, I was like, "Oh, I don't actually want to do this. I want to focus on the business." So yeah, that's just a little detour. But after I did that course, I joined the Impact Accelerator program. And that's where I really fell in love with impact and actually learning how to implement it and make it like at the forefront of the business. So yeah, that was great. And then since 2021, I've just done a few different programs. I've done one at UAL, which is really good. And it was really fun as well, because it was the first program that I got to be on, that I was with other people that were the same age as me, that looked like me. Every other program I've been on has just been like 30, 40, not even 30, 40 plus people that have been in business for years and years. And I'm always just like the young girl there. So it was just nice to be in a room with people that look like me. But yeah,
Of course. Do you ever feel like in the beginning of your career when you were in rooms like that, did you ever feel like people didn't take you seriously, honestly?
definitely like 100%. Even like but I think like with the experience of Shop Relatable, that kind of was just kind of shrugged off. And I just flipped it. I was like, I'm young, I'm in business. Like, this is an advantage. Like, all of the things that we see that, like, underrepresented, like women or being black or being, a young founder, all of those things have so much power in them. And I know that. And I think even that is something that I've learned along the journey. So even though that might be things that kind of people are hesitant about, I think when you come from that perspective, all you can do is exceed expectations, and that's what I'm doing. So
You're
yeah,
you're
you
not
have to
just
just flip it.
you're not just doing it, Maya, you're smashing it. There's a
Oh,
difference
thank you.
doing and smashing, honestly. Like, God, I'm in awe of you, and I'm trying to like be
Oh,
professional, because I wasn't like, oh my God, this is so cool. But honestly, it's so brilliant. And I
thank
have to,
you.
you're welcome. I have to ask this question because we have a lot of
Yeah.
entrepreneurs that listen to this, or people that have an idea and are scared to take the leap. Um,
Mhm,
what are your top pieces of advice to anyone, whether it's just from the idea or
mhm.
launching a new idea?
Yeah. Okay. Well, the first thing I would say is we all have ideas. We all have great ideas, but I think the ideas that keep coming back to us, like Swapped, kept coming back. Originally, it was called Swap Shop, but it just kept coming back. Like, oh, I wish I had a platform that I could get new clothes on. It actually started from me not wanting to spend so much money on clothes. And then it evolved into more of the sustainable piece that we're, really focused on now. So yeah, I think if it's an idea that keeps coming back to you, it's for a reason. Like I really feel like the ideas pick us, we don't pick the ideas. So yeah, I think that's really cool. Another thing, something that I spoke about earlier is the problem. Are you solving a problem? What's the issue? Because that's what's going to get you out of bed. That's what's going to, make you continue on the days where you're just like, I want to throw the towel in. And trust me, the days will happen. And anyone who says that that doesn't happen is lying to you. So yeah, I would definitely say that. And the last tip I would say is building a community. I think, especially if you're a solo founder like me, business can be super, super lonely. So networking, I mean, I think I like subconsciously did that through the programs because I'm quite like a to myself kind of person. I work from home, I'm just in my own bubble. So yeah, that really works. And then yeah, going to networking events and you're gonna find, your people there as well and people that will connect. And that the old saying of it's not what you know, is who you know, it's so true because even with the award that I won, it was through people at my program that recommended it to me. So without that, I wouldn't have got that. And even on the first program, we had to do like a pitching day at the end of it. And one of the judges on that panel um, recommended another program for me, which I got another 5K grant from. So it's like you never know who can introduce you to what. So yeah, like it's definitely those are the three tips off the top of my head that I can think of.
They're perfect. No, they're really, really helpful. And one question we always ask on Nexus Talks is, what does authenticity mean to you?
Yeah, I think authenticity means like staying in your own lane and knowing that you're in your own lane. I think we spoke about the whole like opinions piece before, but I think when you're showing up in a way that feels aligned to you, that's what authenticity means to me. When you're not taking other people's opinions on board too much, when you're kind of going with your passion and your vision and you're staying with that self-belief, that's what authenticity means. And yeah, just I think often we're told to, bring our whole selves to work and we can't always do that, but you can, do that through your business. So for me, like sustainability or circularity, as I'm like trying to pivot to more because sustainable fashion is kind of like an oxymoron in itself. So yeah, I'm trying to go with circularity, like that's really important to me. So like putting it in the marketing, putting in the images that we're creating, like that is super important to me and not wavering on any of your values. I think that's what authenticity means to me.
Amazing. And just a final question, because I feel like I have to ask you this since you're in this world and you're like an expert. What do you think brands and everyday people like me, consumers, can do to help
Yeah.
this issue we have in the fashion industry?
I think from the consumer point of view, it's definitely starting with the mindset shift. So as we spoke about earlier, why are you consuming as much as you are consuming? Could you do it in a more sustainable way? There's, so many different alternatives popping up now, rental, obviously there's swap, there's, buying and selling platforms as well. So I think, yeah, that's a first step that any consumers can take. And I think from the brand perspective, I think there's a lot of responsibility to be taken on that side and I think we can see the shift happening. I think there was a statistic, it's 62% of millennials and Gen Z would rather shop secondhand than new. So it's like the market is doing it. So I think the brands and the big corporates need to follow suit. And I think also another thing, fashion brands specifically, I think this is something that both brands and consumers can do. So with fashion brands, let's say a big fashion brand is doing a collection that's all recycled clothing. Obviously, that's great, but are they still releasing another collection every single week? And I think as a consumer, it's important to kind of have that make that decision for yourself as well, because it's all well and good, celebrating Green Day or celebrating World Environment Day, but what are you doing the other, 364 days of the year? Yeah.
Love that. I totally back this idea, genuinely do. Like, not that my opinion matters. This is just me telling you that I think it's brilliant. It's really
Mhm.
nice to hear and speak to people that want to make a change. So you're still letting me have fun, but at the same time, you're actually trying to make a positive change and you're matching the mindset of a lot of people. I have a lot of friends that shop at charity shops because they can get some absolute bargains there and not break the bank. But also quality was better as well. Sometimes,
Yeah.
with fast fashion, you wear it once and you put it in the bin because it starts fraying and it's
Yeah.
rubbish. So
Mhm.
Honestly, what you're doing is amazing. I cannot wait for the launch. When is that?
Thank you. April, we're still getting a specific date, but early April, keep your eyes peeled.
Amazing. And where can people find you?
Yeah, so on Instagram, you can find us at We Are Swapped. If you want to connect with me, I'm on LinkedIn. My name's Mya Gooding-Springer. Or my Instagram is Mya G Springer. If you want to connect, chat, ask any questions, pick my brain, I'm here. I'm happy to do so.
Thank you so much, my honestly. You've been an absolute pleasure to talk to.